Hello and welcome to part 2 of Exploring Technology here at ACS Middle School. Once again, my name is Brad Flickinger. Okay, it's great to have you with me as we take a look now behind the scenes on how Techttoos are made and how exploring technology, how the whole class even works. Okay, so the biggest thing is that we see technology as a tool, okay? And most students kind of see technology as an entertainment device. And we're going to train them away from that and really show them how to leverage technology as a tool to do great and amazing things with it as they go into high school, university, and on into their occupation, whatever they might choose for a career. Because we sometimes mistakenly think that just because this generation has a piece of technology that they know how to use it. And that's just turning out not to be true. They need to be taught how to use it, just like any tool needs to be taught how to be used, okay? So it's like if we just give a child a pencil and a piece of paper, they suddenly just can't start doing algebra or writing poetry or sketching a portrait of somebody. All those are skills that need to be taught so that that child or that student knows how to use that tool correctly, and in this case, a paper and pencil. Well, the same goes with techy things, like any tablets and smartphones and laptops. All those things are tools that once we show them how to use these things as devices that they can actively create with and really change their world with, whether it's getting them more prepared for academics or for a career, then that's when we're really getting them to seize the opportunity that comes with using tech as a tool instead of just an entertainment device. And also we want to make sure that it's a place, just like anytime you're learning tools, that it's safe. It's safe to try things out and to take chances and to do things that you never thought you might be able to do, and you still go up and do that, and that's what we want them to do. Because this class is all about acquiring skills, and that's how we do everything here, is learning new skills. Now, when we come up with a new idea, or when I come up with a new idea for a Techtoo or a project, sometimes I get them from students, sometimes I just from a podcast or a show that I'm watching, and I'm like, there's something interesting. And like right now, I'm thinking a lot about artificial intelligence and machine learning. So, okay, there's an idea. And then I will apply the ISTE standards. And ISTE is just an acronym for the International Society of Education, of Technology and Education. And they have got the standards for how tech should be used in schools. And they've been around for years, and their standards are rock solid. Okay, so I will put that layer of those standards and make sure that we check off a lot of those boxes and say, okay, artificial intelligence, that does check off a lot of these ISTE standards. And then I'll look at our approaches to learning, or our ATLs that we use here at ACS. Things like collaboration, self-directed learning, being a good citizen, having responsibility, those type of things. So I'll add that layer to it. It's like we're building a big cake here and everything's a layer. And then I'll add another layer and say, okay, are these applicable to either high school or university or maybe a job? Well, now if we go back to the example of artificial intelligence, yes, yes, and yes. Okay, so this is turning out to be a good idea for a Techtoo. And then finally, I'll start to design, which is what I'm doing right now for artificial intelligence, is I will start to design an age-appropriate lesson for it. Okay, sometimes I'll find great YouTube videos. Sometimes I'll have to make the videos myself. Sometimes we need equipment, so we have to work on budgets and all those things so that we can get that. But we come up with a really great project that middle schoolers are going to love to do so that it's not a stumbling block, that they're like, oh, this is great, I want to try this out. So we make it really fun for them to do. And then we make it into levels so that level 1 is a little easy, level 2 gets harder, and then level 3 gets really hard so that they can really go down and figure out how to really get into a subject, okay? And that's kind of how we put it all together. We base it on skills, and we base the assessment on competency-based, like with most skills, like say tying a knot, okay? You can either tie that knot or you can't tie that knot. You don't just tie a knot 70% well or whatever. And that's the same thing with all the assessment that we do here. You can make the podcast or you can't make the podcast. So then you just go and fix whatever was wrong and you do it again, and then it's done. And that's where everything is. It's kind of a pass-fail assessment, but it really is competency-based. And the student can redo something as many times as they need to until it passes that level of competency, and then it's done, and then they can move on. Because once you have the skills, then the world opens up to you. Okay, that's the most magical thing about skills and competency-based learning, is that no one can ever take those away from you. Now that you know how to ride a bike, you can ride a bike anywhere. And that's the same with all these things. Once you know how to do video work or podcasting work, or you understand artificial intelligence or robotics, then the world just opens up that much more. And we're so excited to have your student with us in exploring technology. And I can't wait for the great and amazing things we're going to create together.